focus our discussions on the situation in Gaza, paying particular attention to the difficult circumstances its citizens face. We will examine the situation, ongoing challenges, and complexities, and explore possible paths towards a resolution that promotes peace and stability in the region. In Gaza, the gates were closed and bombs were dropped, killing tens of thousands of people since October 7. We have spoken on television and gave statements to newspapers, but we could not stop these attacks. Genocide and urbanicide. Yes, two terms, genocide and urbanicide. Genocide is crimes against humanity have been committed in Gaza since October 7 until today. Also, urbanicide is humanity crimes, and then it's committed in Gaza since October 7 until today. How long will the world remain silent about this situation? Genocide. What is genocide? We know genocide is the killing of civilians, unarmed people, women, and children. However, there is also the destruction of the cities in Gaza. Every city has historical, cultural, religious, social, and spiritual culture. In the cities of Gaza, mosques, churches, hospitals, and historical places are completely demolished, severing the city's ties with the past. How long will this continue? With your permission, I would like to explain the Israel-Palestinian war in a broader context. Let us remember, with this support of the USA, normalization agreements were signed between the Gulf countries and Israel to ensure Israel's security in the region. However, this was not enough for Israel's security, since the Gulf countries were states affiliated with the global capital and the USA. No threat was expected from those countries. The main thing was to prevent the anti-Israel policies of Iran and Iran-supported groups. Meanwhile, Iran and Saudi Arabia, Yemen resolved their problems. Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates applied to the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. At the same time, these countries joined the BRICS. All these developments were unacceptable for the USA. Again, BRICS members trading among themselves in national currencies was perceived as a blow to the US dollar. Thinking that People's Republic of China caused all these developments, the USA announced the India, Middle East, Europe trade route at the G20 summit held in India in 2023 to unite Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates, which were breaking away from it around its axis. The USA implemented a similar policy for the continental Europe. Macron's statements about NATO and his efforts to ensure the security of the European Union have created concerns that continental European countries will break away from the US axis. To consolidate the continental European countries against the USA invented the Russian-Ukraine war, revealing the Russian threat. The same tactic is also applied to Gulf countries. The India-Middle East-Europe trade route is from Bombay, United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, and via the ports of Israel to the Eastern Mediterranean and to Europe. On this route, only the area between Gaza and the West Bank was deemed unsafe for global capital. Hamas in Gaza Strip was seen as a threat to this route, and global capital has already made a decision to eliminate this threat. Political scientist Wright Mills states that USA has three elite groups: economic, military, and political. He explains the relationship of these elites, which eat each other as an inverted pyramid, while the economic elites at the top. These determine the goals. The military elites make plans of these goals, and political elites implement these plans. This trait rose in a policy planned by military elites in line with the goals of global capital elites. The implementers of this policy are the US political elite and Israel politics and army. Even if Hamas didn't attack Israel on October 7, Israel would later attack Gaza and take the Gaza Strip under its control. Hamas' attack almost became an accuse. Israel's excessive counterattack continues. However, Israel didn't expect Hamas and Palestinians to show this much resistance. Other countries that support Israel, especially the USA, didn't expect this resistance. He thought that Israel would soon take control of Gaza Strip and send the Palestinians toward Egypt. But this plan didn't work. The Israeli army failed in urban battle and suffered heavy losses in Gaza cities. Rafah border gate was closed. The failure of the Israeli army created disappointment both in its public and in the United States and other countries that supported it. The Israeli people began to pressure the Netanyahu government to release the hostages. US politicians made some statements in order not to be further complicit in crimes against humanity, but it wasn't enough. The United Nations and Arab League held meetings. No results were obtained. Brief ceasefire were made. Aid supplies were sent to the people of Gaza during these short ceasefire periods. The priority in this war is to ensure a permanent ceasefire and deliver emergency medical supplies and food to the people of Gaza. The only place for this is Rafah border gate. This door must remain open and secure. The international community must no longer remain silent. Muslims and Muslims organizations all over the world and people of other sensitive countries who can put a stop to this war must work together. The genocide committed in Gaza needs to be explained to everyone. In the Israel-Palestinian issue, not only Muslims, but all societies need to act together and take steps for world peace and political friendship. Otherwise, the traumas experienced will be transferred to the future generation and cause violence to occur in the future periods. Today, children whose families
sorry to interrupt, Dr.
Yes.
Dr. Gökçe, if you have 1 minute left.
Yes, okay, 1 minute. Today, children whose families are destroyed and mothers and fathers whose children are murdered will pass on the pain they experience to the future generation. Isn't the reason for the violence occurring today the result of traumas experienced in the past? Yes, I have to come to the end of my presentation. I want to thank the organization committee for giving me this opportunity. As a final word, I invite sensitive people to act together for a better future. King regards. Thank you very much.